So in the first 7 days that that tax time has hit us, we have already sold 51 cars. All right, so check it out behind me. We got all these cars that were being cleaned up to get posted. They're all gone now, and this is probably our last big batch of cars for this tax time that's actually being put onto our lot. And I'll spin you around here. We now have almost, I think there's one space up there, but we have pretty much 3 rows full of cars here at our car lot, and this is the most cars that we'll have for the next 3 months probably here. And then tomorrow we'll sell 7 or 8 more, and it'll whittle down to 2 rows, and then by next week we'll be down to 1 row, and then hopefully a week and a half from now I'll be showing you a video with no cars out here. So we do it every single year, and they're going to sell through everything, but this is a glimpse of what my car dealership looks like now, and it's not going to look like this again for a very, very long time. And here's a car I can point out that I love. I love these things. It's a Honda Pilot. What year is it? This is a 2009. I bought this one. A lot of the cases you're going to see cars out here. Alex goes to auction too. He's my mechanic. He buys a lot for me. But there's our biggest auction that we go to. I still go to it. But this is one I know that I bought. We've got about $3,400 in it total, and it's no problem, no brainer, $5,000 car on our lot, especially around this time of year. Now, if it was like off season, if it's not tax time, then I would rather be in this like high twos, like $2,700-$2,800, be able to sell it for $4,000 or $4,500 if we have to. But this time of year, no problem, $5,000. And that just leads me to another point. Let me swing you around here. I've had some customers that know me from like YouTube or whatever, and will come up and ask me about buying a car. And I've been saying the same thing a lot to a lot of these customers that have been walking out. It's like, look, if you don't have to buy right now, don't buy. Because right now, I'm paying up for cars. I'm paying probably anywhere from, $300 to about $700 more for a car right now because of the time of year, both because other dealers are preparing just like I am, so moving the prices up a little bit, and because I'm extending really what I buy, and I'm keeping my hand up longer at auction. So maybe some of the stuff that I would let go because I think it's a little too high, I'm throwing an extra bid or 2 on top of right now, just because I know we need inventory right now. We're not going to be able to have it after tax time's done. So I want to buy that inventory now, even if I have to pay a little bit. But all that is saying that my cars are going to be more expensive right now than they are all year round, and I know that. And there's a tax, that's tax time. There's a extra tax that comes along with buying a car this time of year, because you're buying into a lot of craziness, a lot of preparation, a lot of dealers that are they're just paying too much for cars, and I could be grouped into that right now. I'm not going to go to the crazy extent when all the massive money gets here and all the dealers rush to auction. I'm not going to be a part of that crowd. But I am going to be prepared on the front side of it, and that does mean paying up a little bit. So if you are someone who doesn't need a car, wants a car, or wants to buy a car in the near future but doesn't have to buy it right now, don't buy a car. I told people that walked up on my line, don't buy a car from me right now. Now's the worst time ever to buy a car. So if you wait 2 months, you can wait 3 months. Prices are going to be much better on my lot, on every other car dealer's lot at that time period, just because that all the craziness is going to move through the system and be done. So that's my one point. If you take anything away, if you're watching stuff about car market, if you're actually in the car market trying to figure out what you're going to buy, when you're going to buy, not right now, not right now. Check in with us in another 2-3 months, and it'll be much better for you, I promise. I've been telling a lot of people this. Yes, I want to sell you a car. I want to sell you a car today. But it'll be much better for you if you wait 2 or 3 months. So one thing that we did decide today, we've got an auction that we could go to, but me and Alex talked about it, and with prices being elevated, and we looked at the run list, and it didn't look all that great. It's about an hour away. It's going to take us 2 to 3 hours to actually be at the auction. We felt like it was better for us to actually just stay here, get cars out, And if we can get 90 to 95% of the cars that we actually have in our inventory posted over the next week or so, it'd be better for us to focus on that than to actually go and buy cars. The reason being is that, okay, yeah, we need to buy some more cars right now, but we know that the prices are going to be a lot more expensive right now. Over the last 2 days, we've already experienced it. We were able to buy a few cars. But a lot of these cars, a lot of these dealers, there are more dealers that are showing up at auction. Prices were way up. We're at tax time, right? So prices are going to be a lot higher right now. So now we have to make the calculated decision. Okay, do we go and waste a lot of time at auction, maybe get 1 or 2 cars, or do we spend that 4 or 5 hours that's going to take for us to drive, go to the auction and bid and then drive back? Or do we get an extra 7 or 8 cars that we have in our system ready to go today? And that's what we're deciding on, because we also don't want to get stuck with cars that we're just paying way too much for. So we're going to be a little bit more picky, a little bit more choosy on the cars that we buy right now, because we are going to have to pay elevated prices. And here's one example that I can show you of the times changing here in the car market, and specifically how it affects me. See, this is a 2008, I think. Yeah, 2008. It might be 2009. What is it? No. 2008 Honda Accord. Went through the auction. I actually bought this one. I wrote nice down as my notes. A little check mark saying that I was ready for inspection. We're not going to need to do anything to it. I was just going to buy this car. And typically we like to buy cars that we have on our lot that are $5,000 and under. Around this time of year, sometimes we can have a car that's $5,500, maybe even have a car that's $6,000. But this is a car right here that we're probably going to have to price at $5,500. I know that because I paid in the high threes for it. So right now, around this time of year, we try to hit home runs on cars because we're not going to be able to replace them. So if we want to make $1,500 on this car, which if I paid high threes, we got a buyer fee on it, then I'm probably got about $4,000 in this car. That means I've got to price it at $5,500. Thing about it is right now, as the money's flowing in, I know we can sell this thing for $5,500 because I wrote nice on the side of it. It's not just that, but I know what will sell now. And typically on off season, I would not buy a car like that. I would not pay this kind of money for that vehicle, but just because it's tax time, I can extend myself a little bit more. And yeah, I like to be called the car dealer that sells cars that are $5,000 and under, but around tax time, we have to broaden our horizons just a little bit because I just need to have inventory. If I have something that's $5,500, if I have something that's $6,000, it's not going to be a majority of our cars. It's going to be 1 or 2 or maybe 3 cars that we're going to have out here that we have at that $5,500 price point. But I don't worry so much about it now. Might hurt my branding a little bit because how many times have you heard me say, okay, I'm a used car dealer and I sell cars that are $5,000 and under. That's still me. That's what I want to be, and that's still what my brand is going to be for the foreseeable future. Now, inflation takes its toll on everyone, and eventually it's going to be $6,000 and under, eventually it'll be $7,000 and under. But for right now, still $5,000 and under, but we got some outliers, and that's going to be one of them. So if you see a car for $5,500 or $6,000 behind me when I'm walking around over the next few weeks or so as you're watching some of these videos and as tax time progresses, don't yell at me too bad. I'm still the car dealer that sells cars that are $5,000 and under, but we're going to have some outliers, specifically around this time of year. So one thing that always happens this time of year, and it's actually going to happen to us tomorrow morning, is that we have 2 customers on one car. And usually the way that it works out is that they're both coming from like 30 minutes away or whatever. They both want the same car. One gets here at the time they say that they're going to get here and they buy the car. And then the other one shows up like 4 hours later and gets mad at us because we didn't hold the car for him. Obviously, in that situation, it's an easy kind of no-brainer thing for us. We're just going to sell it to the first person that gets here to get the money. And we often tell the people, too, that, okay, we're selling a lot of cars right now, and if you're coming from 30 minutes, an hour away, then, I mean, there's no guarantee that it's going to be here when you actually get here. But it never fails. Customers always very, very mad at us for not holding the car for them when we say we're not going to hold the car for you. But Nate, my sales manager, always has to deal with those angry customers. I don't envy that. I used to have to do it. Now he gets to get paid to do that. It's because I don't want to do it. But with the situation that we have tomorrow is a little bit different, and it's even worse than our usual situation, because both these people, we have a small little S10 truck that I bought at an auction a few weeks ago, and we finally got it ready. It's out and it's for sale, and we've had people all over it. But the reason that this is different than what it usually is because both of these customers have already driven that truck. Usually it's just that they're going to try to show up and then they'll drive it, and then maybe one of the customers drives it and doesn't want it, the first one that gets here, and then the second one can test drive it and then buy it. But in this case, both of them have already test drove it. They've already checked on everything that they need to check on, and they're just coming to buy it tomorrow. We got 2 of those, so this can get a little bit more tricky for us. Now, obviously, first person to show up with the money, that's who we're going to sell it to. But because the other customer who is not going to get it tomorrow has already driven it, and they say that they're coming tomorrow to get it, it's probably going to set up for a much more aggravated customer than we're usually dealing with. And we have, I don't know if you can hear it, but we have an alarm going off. This is constant. Every day we have at least 1 alarm or 2 alarms that go off on our lot, and then we have to get them turned off. Life of a car dealer. And I'm actually recording a lot of this video over multiple days. My son's been sick, my wife's been sick, now I've got it, so you can probably hear it in my voice. Over the last like 20 days, 1 person in my house has been sick, and this is the worst possible time. I mean, you can just hear right there. This is the absolute worst possible time for us to be dealing with this, because it's the busiest time of year that we're going to go through. So I'm exhausted, and they're exhausted, and hopefully it doesn't run through my shop. But we've had a sickness to go through the shop too, so not the bad kind yet. Hopefully they're not going to get the bad kind. I used to actually journal a lot about everything, but in particular about my business, about things I was going through, how I was feeling when I was going through these issues, what I did to solve the problem that I was dealing with, and what the outcome was. But over the last couple years, I really haven't done that at all, but I feel like I'm doing this literally just in real time with you. You're actually seeing the things that I'm going through. I'm telling you how I feel about it, and we get to see the outcomes. And I'll go back and actually watch some of the videos that I've done in years past to see what was going on, how I was feeling about the market or whatever. But one thing that's interesting about this time of year, and this is the time of year that I would journal the absolute most, because this is a very, very high stress time of year for me as a used car dealer. And what it would always be is, okay, I'm very worried because, okay, I've got all my money sitting up here, and in years past, in some of those years, it literally was every bit of my and my wife's money sitting out here on this lot. And tax time didn't come at the time that I thought it would. Now, I would be able to go back and look at previous years whenever I was going through this and be like, okay, I was stressed throughout this time, and I was worried about having all this money out here. I was worried about tax time never coming, and then I flipped the page over like, oh, tax time got here. We sold 15 cars in one day. Everything's good again, right? So I've been able to go back and actually look at my stress levels and be able to calm myself when I've been going through this high level of stress for a used car dealer, which is tax time, because it's like a marathon that we're running out here. So I started loading up for tax time 3 and 3.5 months ago. That's when it started for us, and we were very slow, but we still needed to buy cars because we knew this time period was coming where we're going to be selling all these cars. And then it feels like you run this whole marathon to get ready for it, and then there's a sprint because all this money hits all at one time. You sell all these cars at one time, and then it's over, right? So it's just a very stressful time, and I have to remind myself, and this is what I'm doing basically here right now, is that I know, okay, all of this is going to be over very quickly, and we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to sell a lot of cars out here, and yes, it's going to be very stressful right now, but right after all of this hits and it's all done, and we're all just absolutely just pooped out from moving through all these cars in a very short amount of time, well, then we can relax a little bit. We got a lot of money, a lot of extra money in our bank account, sold a lot of cars, and then we'll just wait for prices to come down again at the end of it. Let all these other dealers pay way too much, let the prices crash back down again, and then we can get back in there and get back to work. This is my journal entry, and you came along with it today.